The Christmas is so last year. I
It
fucking hate
is
Christmas.
literally. Why?
It's like, cause I mean, fuck the holidays. Everybody's
What?
so sad,
Why?
dude. Everybody is so fucking sad. Everybody's so angry. They got to get their gifts. They're driving fast. They're stuck in traffic. Ain't nobody happy during the holidays. I'm so glad it's
Ask a
over.
child.
Yeah, but they don't count.
No, that's apparently what it's all about for you Californians these days.
You know,
Kids
like
don't count. Just fuck them, eat them, whatever. Fuck them, kill them. They don't matter.
yeah. I mean, well, here's the thing, right? Yeah, it's good for the kids, no doubt, right? But it's like suicides go up.
Yeah, every year, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, you know what? This is getting all right. But check this out. You know what I did a couple days before Christmas, right? I was gonna go downtown LA, go do some ice skating at LA Live, and because the Kings throw that, and I was gonna go to a local bar and check out some live music, because there's nobody home, right? Everybody's gone, they're with their family and everything like that, and it's like listening to music. It's like, dude, it's so emo, right? And I was like, I don't want to listen to this stuff a couple days before Christmas. I don't want to listen to it much at all,
Yeah,
but especially
yeah.
before Christmas, right? And so my buddy calls up. He's like, yeah, man, my flight got canceled, so we couldn't get home because there's storms like crazy in Southwest. But so he's like, I'm like, you know what, dude, I'd rather hang out with you, right? So we go. He's like, oh, dude, this band called The Smile. The Smile is playing. I'm like, The Smile? Who the fuck's The Smile? It's like it's Tom York and Brian
Mm.
Greenwood from Radiohead, and I guess Flood is involved. I'm like, all right, well, that's cool. But the tickets are sold out, right? And so, like, all right, screw it. We're just going to go to this bar. And then they start having like a jazz band. Let's just say it was very free form, and we were trying to think of names for the band, like we don't know how to play our fucking instruments, we're tone deaf, things like that. Like how ironic, sort of hipster irony thing going on. And he was mad enough that he actually wanted to go up and tell him to shut the fuck up. I'm like, all right, that's a little much, okay? So anyhow, I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know what? I'd rather go see The Smile. And we're sitting there looking for tickets. They're sold out, and they're like $90, $100. I ain't paying this. I was like, bro, let's just go down to the shrine and let's go see, because everything's will call. That means people ain't showing up, right? This is a life hack. And so let's just go. I guarantee you people that didn't show up, and they need to fill up these seats. We go down, and miracles and miracles, $40 a ticket.
Nice.
We do it, right? We're like, hell yeah, man. We go in, and bro, if it ain't the worst fucking show I ever seen in my life, it was so bad. The bass was real thick, and then there was like no mid end. It was all high, and then they're sitting there just like barely really playing any music. Like it was horrible. There was no light show. They're just standing on stage looking bored as shit. And it's like the music was awful. It was just all arpeggio guitars and whining. The drum beat was okay and the bass was okay. They were locked in. But even that
Sounds
got monotonous as shit.
yeah.
And it's
It
like my
sounds like
buddy's like,
something you'd see at like a Burning Man or something, where you have to be really on some repetitive drugs
dude, it
stone.
wasn't even
To
that, man. It wasn't even that. That I can at least understand. This stuff was
wasn't even a
so
jam
bad.
band. Wasn't even jazzy because it was just pure,
No,
just improv.
no. No, yeah, I guess so. Like, dude, people were falling asleep. People were leaving,
Yeah, that's not
and
good. Well, it was a vanity project by a bunch of famous
yeah,
guys, but they just feel like once they get in a room together that anything they do
everything
is
they do is
gold.
golden. Yeah,
Right.
exactly. And even my buddy's like, this is the first time I ever seen live music where I thought I was better. Like, we lasted 1 hour before we walked out. I had never walked out of a show, like a
Yeah,
major
yeah.
show, like a local bar band that's doing covers, because I don't want to see that shit. I'll always leave. I'm sorry. I don't have a lot of respect for cover bands. But anyway, but it's just like, bro, it was so bad. And we were just walking out. I was like thinking about it. I was like, man, here's the deal. Radiohead. Radiohead is one of those sacred ass bands. Oh, how dare you say anything bad about Tom York? How dare you say anything bad about Radiohead? They're
How
in this
dare?
echelon.
Who's daring you?
You
You
know,
saying?
no, because it's like, oh, if you don't say that they're a fucking genius and everything they do is golden, oh, how can you not like Radiohead? Here's the thing, man. Fuck Radiohead. You know what they did? They refused to play Creep, their number one hit, the hit that put them on the map. They refused to play them. They refused to play them in their live shows. Why? Oh, because we don't want that kind of fan at our shows. What is wrong with you people? And then they come out with this fucking bullshit called The Smile, play a live band,
You
and they're
know,
just
an
standing
awful
around
lot
bored as
happened
shit.
between the first part and the second part there, Dave. The
No,
first
because
part
you
they
know
wouldn't
why?
play a song they made in 1993, and the second part is they
Because
they end up in a bad band in
it's Tom
2022.
York and John Greenwood. It's effectively Radiohead doing their little
Yeah, but
shit
when has
side
Radiohead
project.
effectively been Radiohead? I mean, we all know the story. Everyone gets old in the tooth, and they don't have the same punch that they once had. I mean, Radiohead
Yeah.
is we name their last three albums, any of them, you know. And they don't say In Rainbows because that was a long time ago. So I'm just saying,
You know what
it
they
does
had?
suck that you caught that vanity piece, though. That's something where I've seen something like that with less famous people, though,
Right,
but
right.
still the same concept where their shit don't stink. They must feel that they just walk up there, and if we just improv and just groove with each other, it'll be great. And
Yeah.
it's nothing but
I
brain
mean,
drop.
no, I'm sorry, but this music was unacceptable for a Monday night band at a local dive bar. I'm sorry. I would have got better music at a dive bar on Monday night.
I'll tell you.
And they're playing like festivals. Like you see them, they're like, oh, they're at the jazz festival in New Orleans. The jazz festival. Why? Like, the only reason they get booked.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear that.
I didn't know you
Fucking
could hear it in a preview. Oh, the worst band ever. They wouldn't play this song for 7 years. 20 years
15.
ago.
15 years.
7. I just saw it. I just saw it. Anyway, it's a great fucking song, but it's just a song.
But I have more rant. There's
All
a
right,
point of why I pulled these things up.
I'll keep the volume low. Keep talking. What's your rant?
So, like, they actually stole this riff.
Oh.
They stole this song. They didn't steal it, but here's the thing. They got sued by the Howleys.
Yeah, I
for
believe
the
I
song.
heard that, but let's say, so you say somewhere in here, yeah, this is totally the air that I breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense to me because I'm a huge Hollies fan.
So
I did hear this story long ago.
Yeah. So
But,
the Howleys was kind enough to only take like 40%, or was it 40? Something like 20 or 40%, because they admitted to taking the riff, things
Really?
like that. Yeah, yeah.
Man, that's lame, man.
And so they actually have co-writing credits on Creep. Right?
Do you think that's why they don't play it because they're embarrassed that they stole the thing? Maybe.
Your speculation is as good as mine.
Yeah.
Their thing is they're
I
like,
love this band. This is a late song for this band too. The Hollies was great when they were even much younger
Yeah.
than this.
yeah, but I mean
Still.
their whole thing, right, is like they say they just don't want those. They would say like, well, here's the thing. They would say, well, people will come in, hear Creep, and leave. It's like, well, how about this, Radiohead? Why don't you try making better fucking music?
Well, Dave, don't sound like a nil hole because they made four straight greatest albums ever made. You know, I mean, they absolutely ruled not only their continent, the North American continent, and pretty much all of Asia. All right, this Pablo Honey, where that creep came from, is like a total cast off nothing album. But when you get to the Bends and then OK Computer and
Kid
you know,
A, and
they went to
yeah,
the stratosphere. But they always had that attitude, though, Dave, that I've always hated too. Like, don't look at me, don't take that picture. Like, but take the picture. You know, it's always,
yeah,
it's always, that meeting people is easy things. Like,
right. So,
you know, you
so
don't
you,
have to take the interviews if you hate it so much. But they
right,
always took
right.
the interviews.
Oh
Come
yeah,
on.
they always, yeah,
It was
yeah,
their shtick. I hated them later on when I realized that they made a song. Oh, I was probably from Hail to the Thief or whatever, and I sort of realized the jig was up. I liked that album, but I was like, they they're singing about the same type of thing. Like their gimmick was apparent to me, where I thought they kept growing with each album. They caught this plateau of this sad sack kid, the emo type kid,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they that whatever magic may have been part of the old you know uh, Kid A, and all that creativity and everything. By the time
Right.
Hail to the Thief came around, they were like, in my mind, I was like, you guys are rich and famous and have mansions and are married with children. Like, smile once. It's funny they call that stupid band
Yeah,
you saw the
the
smile, but it's
smile,
like,
right.
come on, like quit telling me quit. They had a song called Mixomatosis, which just drove me insane. It sounds fine and everything, but it's just the name of like some delirium that you can get if you are improperly treated at a hospital or something like that,
Right,
or it's some
right.
kind of drug. And that's their shtick. Just think of some singable, weird worded, you know, doctor shit that like the Bends is the name of their. Everything was just I don't know, man. It didn't. At one point, I always thought if you're an artist, you constantly take your audience with you. You
Yeah.
you you tell them where you're at. Like like holy shit. Like Joe Walsh when he did his solo albums off of the Eagles. Joe Walsh would be just telling you, you know, I'm just so rich and lazy right now, and things are fine. I mean, he was never pretending to do anything but who he was. He was so yeah. He had a great personality,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
still, he wasn't like trying to be like I'm cool, too cool for school. Something about our '90s people are just like, just still always want to be wrapped in their shroud and be, just
Yeah.
nah, man, just
I mean, like here's the thing, right? They're not like the only band that would be like tell the audience like I don't want this particular audience in my show, right? Like say for example, who was it? What was it? Oh shit. Who did the song Nazis fuck off or whatever?
I have
That
no
was
idea.
Black Flag or one of them.
Ah,
Like
yeah, something like that.
yeah, it was fuck, I forget. Anyway,
Anthrax or something.
no, it wasn't Anthrax. It was definitely like it was definitely not. But or it's like Nirvana. They said, all right, you know what? I don't want sexist, racist, or bigots or anybody. It's like, they were the original wokesters. They were so fucking woke before woke was a term. They're like, we don't want those people in my show. So, all right, you know what? Fine, I'll accept that, right? Because now you're talking about the personality of the person. But oh, don't come to my show because you like this song. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you?
It must have represented something to them.
That
The
must
people
have.
that song became famous in 1993's MTV Beach Party. They
Right.
didn't belong in that whole thing anyway, but they rocked it out. It was a really great performance. Everyone knew it from there. It was a gigantic hit. It was like shoehorned. They shouldn't have really been there, you know.
Right.
But they
It
had
was
that
kind of like the
song. It
last call.
worked.
Yeah, yeah,
It worked. All the kids went nuts, and it was. And I think for a short time anyway, after that, that's probably all the types of fans they would get in
yeah,
America.
yeah,
And you
yeah.
were like, you wouldn't like the rest of our songs, so get out of here. You only want that one. I don't know how true it is or how like
But could you
okay or
imagine?
not it is to even.
But could you imagine, like, if like, if you went to see Led Zeppelin, or like, nah, we ain't playing Stairway today. They hated. Oh, Robert Plant hated that song. He hated Stairway. He's like, it gave him the highs every time Page would just start going into the long solo. He just wanted it to be over every single time. But they faced the music and they played the fucking song every single show, right? Or imagine like Leonard Skinner not playing Freebird. You know how
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous that would be? They're like, all right, we're playing Sweet Home Alabama, Little Man, which sounds awfully lot like Freebird, but you're not getting Freebird. No, what they did is they went off and they played the 15-minute uncut, unedited version every single night. I'm sure they were not the biggest fans of that song after doing that, but they still did it because it's their fucking job. It's like the chef was like, yeah, fuck you. I work at a steakhouse, but we're not going to give you filet mignon tonight because the only reason people come to this fucking steakhouse is for filet mignon. So fuck you. We're taking it off the menu. Could you imagine that shit?
Well, there's a difference. I wonder why he's.
Like there's just something wrong with that attitude. But anyway, so I pulled out that Lana Del Rey track, right? Also because
Okay.
that song sounds a lot like Creep, in my opinion. So what?
Oh yeah, I've heard this too.
Yeah. So
Yeah, this I
apparently,
forgot about her. Yeah, this is the biggest ripoff ever. So doesn't she probably has to pay fucking the Hollies too?
believe it or not, the lawsuit was dropped, but we don't really know, like,
Why?
cause
They had to make a handshake deal. Listen to this. Listen to this.
I know it's
How is
very
this not
close.
creep, man?
Maybe she never heard the song.
It's impossible. It's not impossible, but I just do not believe it.
I mean, she just walks into the studio, the producers have it open. She's like, yeah, nothing under the sun is original, right? But no, but seriously, right? What happened? She claimed that
Well, that already
Radiohead
makes me.
wanted, yeah. So
That makes me sick.
she claimed that Radiohead wanted 100% of this song,
Oh yeah.
and and then Radiohead denied it, and then Radiohead's publishing company said, "Yeah, we're asking for funds," but she claimed it was a massive lawsuit. She eventually was able to sing it again, saying that the lawsuit was dropped. So if you go on ASCAP, you'll see that there are no Radiohead member, or I guess the Howleys member
Hmm.
writing credits. She
I
has the
wonder if
writing.
they
Yeah.
do something behind the scenes. Like
Um,
settle out of court kind of thing.
that's possible. That's possible. Um, but yeah, I mean, as far as like royalties, all of that has to be public because that is ran by the federal government, ASCAP and BMI. Sorry, it's not ran by the federal government per se, but they are effectively uh, public entities. So everything that they do has to be public, okay? Because they are super regulated by the government. So, had there been an agreement where X XY person gets some percentage of it, it would be publicly available. So that would not be secret. Like a settle out or a buyout, yeah, that could be secret because that doesn't deal with publishing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or it doesn't deal with performance royalties and things like that. Kind of.
So Radiohead stole a great lick off of the Hollies, became
Radio.
ashamed of the hit, didn't play it for the fans for many, many years, Then
Yeah.
Lana Del Rey comes along with the song that sounds just like the song they stole from the Hollies, and they go to Lana Del Rey and say, "I want all of your fucking song."
Yeah, the Radiohead's like, by the way, for a song I didn't write and I'm paying
Yeah,
40% of my royalties on, I want 100% of yours because you stole from me. Like, what is
I
wrong with these
I do
people?
get I do get that that's a
There's a,
tongue twister, but at
there's
the
a,
same time, you can't let a Lana Del Rey go free just because a Radiohead's a thief. You know, so you got to catch them all.
exactly,
This is a
exactly.
nation of laws. All
It,
right,
it's,
we're
it's,
all
it's like we're finding, well, I guess Lana to pay the Hollies.
the Hollies
robbing,
just haven't
robbing
written a
Peter to
song in
pay.
years, just raking it in, man.
Freaking everybody's making money off of this fucking hit that everybody's copying, and then like, and the chain of
We should do
people
some
that's
more of
losing
these.
money has to keep on suing the next person.
We should do a few more of these. The clearly stolen ones, or the ones that had gone to court. If there's any of those, or some of those are fun.
Yeah,
How they're stolen, but pretty interesting. Sorry, the smiles sucked ass. I would be just as angry
you know
with
what? If
it.
smile
Um,
sucked my ass, I would smile. Okay, there was nothing smiling
Dave,
about
Dave,
this.
Dave, we almost made the whole episode without you getting disgustingly gross. That is just not. Nobody's interested.
They sucked
You
my ass, and I
Californians want
frowned.
everybody to know about your assholes and what you like and don't like about them. Like,
Yeah, you know what?
just put your assholes away, please. Just keep them to your fucking selves,
Dude,
or
we're
at
nothing.
least just to each other. You sick fucks.
We
All
drive
right.
like assholes. We smell like
You are
assholes.
assholes, but
We're just a
we
bunch of,
love you. We're one country.
yeah,
Peace.
fucking